Hello, vudani here, and today I have a PvP video of my Elementalist. I am running a very defensive double dagger build. I have the first match of this tournament round in a previous video if you want to check that out. This build is very defensive. It has a lot of mobility, as you can imagine. Pretty much any dagger elementalist is going to have an advantage in terms of mobility. You got multiple charges, lots of conditions, and this build is built for survival, so you can pretty much go where you please. The damage isn't too bad. Just double daggers in general is fairly solid. Right there you see the ice got the frontal cone as well as multiple chills, and that ranger hits me with his ultimate there and gets quite a few bleeds on, but they do get cleansed off. And I'm using 3 different cantrips with this build that gives a lot of added survivability. It also allows me to stomp people almost no matter what. It's very difficult to avoid a stomp from this build, and right there I go into my earth attunement and try to get an earthquake into that churning earth combo, but don't manage to land those. So we're still trying to focus down this guardian. We got pretty defensive players in our composition right now, and now we're just gonna finish off this ranger, and I don't need to stomp him. He's gonna go down pretty easily. Guardian was trying to help, but didn't matter. We'll be able to stomp him as well, and that's going to secure this middle point. We did manage to take quarry from them, but we did lose waterfall, so myself and Agentile are going to go over there and fix that. Start off right with the earth into water. Water with this build is very effective. You got a lot of different heals. Well, you don't have a lot of different heals, you just have cleansing wave, and every time you dodge roll, you are going to cleansing wave. So if you go into water, you can pretty much roll around, and cantrips are going to be granting you vigor, so you'll have plenty of endurance for rolls, and that is just going to keep you alive for a ridiculous amount of time. Definitely the strongest aspect of this build is that survival, and it is very handy. You do sacrifice a bit of DPS, but really this build isn't for getting kills. It is for maintaining control on points and just pressuring where you can and helping with stomps and whatnot and staying alive. Right now we're going to go in on this guardian. He's using pretty much everything he has right now, but it is a 3-on-1. It looked like their ranger tried to go back to quarry, but we do have all 3 points right now. It's definitely a good start. Looks like the ranger is poking at us from above. Agentile is going to go over to handle that while we stomp this guy, and ranger is going to fall back, hit him with that flame charge attack into flame breath, and he does go down easily. Not going to be able to survive as a ranger. You have very limited break freeze as a ranger, and he probably didn't have it at that point. He's using the rooting ultimate, so that means he is not very unlikely that he will have stability, and we're going to clean up this point right here. Yeah, we got there right in time. Little Dreams did go down, but we get that stomp to get the rally and going to take care of this thief very easily. The timing on that call from Little Dreams was very good. He gave us a nice warning so that we could get over there right in time to get that, and now it is a 3v2 rather than a what could have, I mean, we would have just completely lost that point if we hadn't come over here. And I was not able to get Agentile up. The only knockbacks you have with this build is in the air attunement. Very good knockback. I believe it's the number 1 or number 5 ability. Ranger comes in there. You see that ultimate gets me rooted, and he is just going to town on me with those bleeds. So I'm going to try to roll around there. I believe I got a cleansing flame to cure that bleed off, and he does go down pretty easily. He is definitely not that durable, but I do go into mist form just to make sure we get that stomp. Rangers do have that short interrupt, and that guardian could have tried to push me away or something. Didn't want that to happen. Ranger and a guardian, definitely a very deadly combo, and right there, there's not going to be anything that single guardian can do versus our Necro there. Necro at that point, Lil Dreams plays a pretty nice well Necro, which is actually still very viable. I do like well Necros quite a bit for point defense in tournament teams. definitely one of the more viable specs in tournaments. The staff is very useful as well as scepter. It really depends on how you build it, but Well's overall just very nice. I definitely plan to get a build of that soon, and right there I tried to do a bit of a ride the lightning over to this ranger, but unfortunately my character does not know how to aim properly and I do miss that ledge, so I'll just ignore him and go for the point. This thief is a bursty build. I recognize that Agent Tile got almost one shot over at Waterfall earlier, so we're going to focus him down pretty easily. And right at this point, it's pretty much over. They're getting desperate trying to capture this point, but we just have too many defensive players, which actually is going to bite us in the ass a bit in the final match, which will come to you in a couple of days. But the team we're running here very defensive, and it has pros and cons, and you'll see some of those. As you can tell, with when they have entirely offensive teams for the most part, or just aren't perfectly organized like this team was, with a bunch of defensive classes, or yeah, with a bunch of defensive people, you're just going to annihilate. And as you can see, pretty good game. This build is not meant for killing, although I did manage to get quite a bit of kills. If I had put a different gem or something, probably could have got more. Probably would have died though. But as always, I hope this video is helpful. If you have any suggestions on Dagger Elementalists, it's definitely fun. I love Dagger Elementalists and always interested in hearing you guys' input. Yeah, thanks for watching.